Welcome back to our channel. We hope you'll find valuable content here. If you enjoy our channel, please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Let's dive in. In today's fast-paced world, overstimulation has become a pervasive issue, often going unnoticed. It's like living in a city with constant noise. After a while, you stop noticing the sound, but it still affects you. Our lives are bombarded with information, technology, and the pressure to keep up with societal standards. This constant stimulation leads us to seek external validation and material possessions as a means to feel fulfilled. However, this is a trap. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. No matter how much you put in, it's never enough. The key to breaking free from this cycle is understanding and intentional living. It's about recognizing the low-grade addictions we all have, that extra cup of coffee to get through the day, the endless scrolling through social media, the sweet treats we reach for without thinking, and deciding to take control. This isn't about deprivation, it's about making conscious choices. Understanding overstimulation in modern society. Imagine living in a world where every moment of your day is filled with noise, activity, and constant demands for your attention. This is not a far-fetched scenario but the reality of modern life for many people. Overstimulation refers to a state where one is bombarded with more information, sensory input, and cognitive demands than they can process or handle comfortably. It's like having too many browser tabs open in your mind, each vying for attention, leading to a sense of overwhelm and exhaustion. In today's society, overstimulation is often a byproduct of our environment and lifestyle. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, we are surrounded by stimuli. The blaring alarm clock, the morning rush, the barrage of emails and notifications, the endless stream of news and entertainment, all these contribute to a state of constant mental and sensory engagement. Technology and media play a significant role in this landscape of overstimulation. With the advent of smartphones, social media, and the internet, we have access to an unprecedented amount of information and entertainment. While these advancements have their benefits, they also contribute to a sense of constant connectivity and the pressure to be always on. Smartphones, for instance, are like portals to an endless stream of stimuli. Social media feeds refresh with new content every second, emails and messages demand immediate responses, and news apps update us with the latest happenings around the world. This constant digital interaction can lead to a state where our brains are always engaged, never getting a chance to rest or process information deeply. Moreover, the media landscape today is designed to capture and retain our attention. News outlets often use sensational headlines to draw us in, social media platforms use algorithms to show us content that keeps us scrolling, and entertainment media is increasingly fast-paced and visually stimulating. This environment creates a feedback loop where we seek more stimulation, and the media provides it, leading to a state of chronic overstimulation. The effects of overstimulation are not just mental but also physical. When we are constantly bombarded with stimuli, our brain's ability to process information efficiently can be compromised. We might find it harder to concentrate, make decisions, or think creatively. Physically, overstimulation can lead to symptoms like fatigue, stress, and sleep disturbances. Understanding overstimulation is the first step towards addressing it. By recognizing the ways in which our environment and lifestyle contribute to this state, we can start to make changes that allow for more balance and mental well-being. In the following sections, we will explore strategies to manage overstimulation and create a more intentional and fulfilling life. The trap of external validation. In the journey of understanding overstimulation, it's crucial to delve into the concept of external validation and its pervasive influence in our lives. External validation is the seeking of approval, acceptance, or affirmation from outside sources, rather than relying on one's own internal sense of self-worth. It's a trap that many fall into, often without realizing it, and it plays a significant role in the cycle of overstimulation. Imagine living in a world where your worth is constantly measured by likes, comments, and the approval of others. This is not just a hypothetical scenario but a reality for many in today's digital age. The pursuit of external validation can manifest in various forms, from obsessing over social media likes to basing one's happiness on career achievements or material possessions. It's like running on a treadmill, constantly chasing after validation but never truly finding lasting fulfillment. Society and culture often reinforce the importance of external validation. Success is frequently measured by material wealth, job titles, and social status. From a young age, individuals are taught to seek approval from parents, teachers, and peers, which can lay the foundation for a lifelong pursuit of external validation. This societal emphasis on external markers of success can lead to a neglect of internal values and personal fulfillment. The psychological impact of relying on external validation is profound. It can lead to a fragile sense of self-worth, where one's confidence and self-esteem are heavily dependent on external factors. This dependency creates a state of constant anxiety and insecurity, as the individual is always seeking the next source of validation. It's akin to building a house on a shaky foundation. Without internal stability, the structure is vulnerable to collapse at any moment. Breaking free from the trap of external validation involves a shift in perspective. It requires recognizing the transient nature of external approval and understanding that true fulfillment comes from within. This shift involves cultivating self-awareness, embracing one's intrinsic values, and finding satisfaction in personal achievements and growth, regardless of external recognition. Low-grade addictions. In the context of overstimulation and the pursuit of external validation, another critical aspect to consider is the prevalence of low-grade addictions in our lives. These are subtle, often socially accepted habits or dependencies that can quietly dictate our behavior and choices, without us being fully aware of their impact. Low-grade addictions refer to habitual behaviors or substance use that may not have the severe consequences of major addictions but can still significantly impact our daily lives and mental well-being. These can include dependencies on caffeine, sugar, social media, and online pornography, among others. Unlike more severe addictions, these are often overlooked or dismissed as harmless habits. The influence of these addictions is subtle yet pervasive. For instance, consider the morning coffee routine. It starts as a pleasant part of the morning but can gradually become a necessity to function. Similarly, checking social media might begin as a way to stay connected but can turn into hours of mindless scrolling, driven by a fear of missing out or the need for constant stimulation. These low-grade addictions often serve as a coping mechanism to deal with stress, boredom, or discomfort. They provide temporary relief or pleasure but do not address the underlying issues. Over time, they can lead to a cycle of dependency where we rely on these habits to get through the day, further contributing to the state of overstimulation. The impact of these addictions on our daily life can be significant. They can affect our mood, productivity, and even physical health. For example, excessive caffeine can lead to anxiety and sleep disturbances, while too much time on social media can lead to feelings of inadequacy and distraction. Addressing these low-grade addictions involves first acknowledging their presence and impact. It requires a conscious effort to understand why we engage in these behaviors and what triggers them. From there, we can start to make intentional choices about our habits, finding healthier ways to cope with stress and discomfort, and gradually reducing our dependency on these addictive behaviors. The power of intentionality. Moving forward in our exploration of overstimulation and its effects, we come to a crucial concept, the power of intentionality. Intentionality is about making conscious, deliberate choices rather than being led by habits, impulses, or external pressures. It's a powerful tool in combating overstimulation and the traps of external validation and low-grade addictions. Intentional living means actively shaping your life, rather than passively letting life happen to you. It involves being mindful about your choices, actions, and the way you spend your time and energy. For instance, instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media, you might choose to engage in activities that are more fulfilling and aligned with your personal values. At the heart of intentionality is self-control. It's about having the discipline to say no to things that don't serve you and yes, to things that do. This doesn't mean leading a life of strict self-denial, rather, it's about making choices that are in your best interest. For example, choosing to limit caffeine intake or setting boundaries around work emails can significantly improve your quality of life. Conscious decision-making is another aspect of intentionality. It involves being aware of the reasons behind your choices and understanding the consequences they bring. This awareness allows you to make decisions that are more in line with your long-term goals and values, rather than being swayed by momentary desires or societal pressures. To cultivate intentionality, start by reflecting on your daily habits and routines. Identify areas where you're acting out of habit or external pressure, and consider how you can make more deliberate choices. Practice mindfulness to stay present and aware of your actions and decisions. Set clear goals and priorities, and align your daily actions with these objectives. Minimalism and choicelessness. As we delve deeper into the journey of combating overstimulation and embracing intentionality, we encounter the concepts of minimalism and choicelessness. These ideas offer a unique perspective on how to simplify life and make more meaningful choices. Minimalism is often misunderstood as merely getting rid of physical possessions. However, at its core, minimalism is about eliminating the unnecessary to make room for what's truly important. It's a philosophy that encourages questioning what we need, what adds value to our lives, and what merely clutters our space and mind. By focusing on the essentials, minimalism allows us to find clarity, freedom, and greater joy in our lives. Choicelessness arises from minimalism. When you reduce your options to only what aligns with your values and needs, you face fewer decisions, leading to a simpler, more straightforward life. This doesn't imply a lack of freedom, rather, it's about making conscious choices that align with your core beliefs and values. By embracing choicelessness, you avoid the overwhelm and paralysis that often come with having too many options. Incorporating minimalism into daily life can start with decluttering physical spaces, but it extends much further. It involves evaluating your commitments, relationships, and daily routines. Ask yourself, does this activity add value to my life? Does this relationship bring me joy and growth? By answering these questions, you can start to eliminate the excess and focus on what truly matters. The impact of minimalism is profound. It leads to a more intentional and fulfilling life, where each aspect, from possessions to relationships, is chosen with care and purpose. Minimalism can reduce stress, increase focus, and improve overall well-being. It's about creating space, both physically and mentally, for growth, creativity, and peace. Discipline and honesty. In the context of addressing overstimulation and embracing a minimalist lifestyle, the concepts of discipline and honesty emerge as pivotal elements. Contrary to popular belief, discipline is not solely about willpower, it's deeply rooted in honesty with oneself. Traditionally, discipline is often seen as the ability to exert willpower to resist temptations or to force oneself to do something. However, a more insightful approach to discipline involves understanding it as a form of self-honesty. It's about being truthful with yourself about what is truly beneficial for you and having the courage to align your actions with this understanding. Discipline as self-honesty means recognizing and accepting your limitations, weaknesses, and true needs. It involves making choices that might not always be easy or immediately gratifying but are in line with your long-term well-being and values. For example, choosing to limit time on social media or to engage in regular exercise requires acknowledging what is genuinely good for you and making a commitment to it. Self-reflection is a critical component of this approach to discipline. It involves regularly taking time to introspect and evaluate your actions, motivations, and their alignment with your goals and values. This process helps in identifying areas where you might be deceiving yourself or giving in to unhelpful habits. To cultivate discipline through honesty, start by setting clear, realistic goals based on your values and priorities. Regularly assess your progress and be honest about where you are succeeding and where you are struggling. Develop strategies to address these challenges, and be willing to adjust your goals as you gain more insight into yourself. Remember, discipline is a journey, not a destination. Meditation and internal spaciousness. In the pursuit of managing overstimulation and fostering a disciplined, honest lifestyle, meditation emerges as a powerful tool. It's not just a practice for relaxation, meditation plays a crucial role in creating internal spaciousness, which is essential for personal growth and emotional clarity. Internal spaciousness refers to a state of mental and emotional openness, where there is room for introspection, creativity, and deep understanding. It's like clearing out a cluttered room in your mind, allowing you to see things more clearly and to respond to life's challenges with greater calm and insight. Meditation is a key practice in developing this internal spaciousness. Through meditation, you learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. This practice helps in detaching from the constant stream of stimuli and internal chatter, creating a sense of mental clarity and peace. The benefits of meditation are manifold. It helps in reducing stress, improving focus, and enhancing emotional well-being. Regular meditation practice can lead to increased self-awareness, allowing you to better understand your motivations, fears, and desires. This heightened awareness is crucial in making intentional, honest choices in life. Incorporating meditation into daily life doesn't require hours of sitting in silence. Even a few minutes of mindful breathing or quiet reflection each day can make a significant difference. The key is consistency and the willingness to turn inward, to create that space for yourself amidst the noise and demands of daily life. Minimalist lifestyle as an expression of internal spaciousness. Having explored the concept of internal spaciousness and the role of meditation in achieving it, we now turn to how a minimalist lifestyle can be seen as an external manifestation of this internal state. Minimalism, in this context, is more than just a design aesthetic or a decluttering method, it's a reflection of the mental and emotional clarity achieved through practices like meditation. A minimalist lifestyle is often the outward expression of the internal spaciousness created by practices such as meditation. When you have clarity and peace within, it naturally influences your external environment. The desire for simplicity and avoidance of clutter in your physical space can be seen as a mirror of the mental clarity and simplicity you've cultivated internally. While minimalism often starts with decluttering physical possessions, it extends to all areas of life. It's about simplifying relationships, commitments, and activities, choosing only those that add true value and align with your inner state of peace and clarity. This approach to life helps in maintaining the internal spaciousness, reducing stress, and enhancing overall well-being. Minimalism is not a one-size-fits-all solution. The way it manifests can vary greatly from person to person. For some, it might mean living with very few possessions, while for others, it could be about having a carefully curated collection of items that bring joy and utility. The key is that these choices are reflective of an individual's internal values and state of mind. Adopting a minimalist lifestyle can have profound effects on your choices and behaviors. It encourages you to be more intentional about what you bring into your life, whether it's material possessions, relationships, or activities. This intentionality leads to a more focused, purposeful, and fulfilling life. Following one's heart versus societal expectations. In the journey towards a more intentional and fulfilling life, a critical aspect to consider is the dichotomy between following one's heart and adhering to societal expectations. This concept is particularly relevant in the context of minimalism and internal spaciousness, as it touches on the themes of authenticity and personal fulfillment. Societal expectations often dictate a certain path or set of standards that individuals are expected to follow. These can include career choices, lifestyle decisions, and even personal values. While these expectations can provide a sense of direction and stability, they can also be limiting and misaligned with one's true desires and passions. Following one's heart means listening to and acting upon your true desires and passions, even when they diverge from societal norms or expectations. It requires courage and self-awareness, as it often involves stepping into the unknown and challenging the status quo. This path can lead to a life of authenticity, adventure, and deep personal fulfillment. Ignoring one's internal urges and conforming to societal expectations can lead to a life that feels unfulfilling and inauthentic. It can create internal tension and conflict, as the individual's true desires remain unexpressed and unexplored. This suppression can manifest in various forms of dissatisfaction and unrest. Finding a balance between following one's heart and navigating societal expectations is key. It involves being true to oneself while also being mindful of the practicalities and realities of life. This balance is not about completely disregarding societal norms but about making conscious choices that honor both personal desires and external realities. Minimalism and intentionality play a significant role in this process. By simplifying life and focusing on what truly matters, individuals can gain clarity about their true desires and the courage to pursue them. Intentionality allows for deliberate choices that align with one's authentic self, rather than being driven by external pressures. Self-betrayal and the importance of honesty. In the context of following one's heart versus societal expectations, the concept of self-betrayal emerges as a significant concern. Not following one's heart can be seen as a form of self-betrayal, where individuals deny their true desires and passions in favor of conforming to external pressures. This section explores the importance of honesty in recognizing and navigating one's addictions and life choices. Self-betrayal occurs when individuals ignore or suppress their true selves to meet external expectations or avoid discomfort. This can manifest in various life choices, including career paths, relationships, and personal goals. The consequences of self-betrayal can be profound, leading to a sense of emptiness, regret, and a lack of fulfillment. Honesty is crucial in overcoming self-betrayal. It involves being truthful about your feelings, desires, and needs. This self-honesty allows for a deeper understanding of who you are and what you truly want in life. It's the first step in aligning your life choices with your authentic self. Honesty also plays a vital role in recognizing and addressing addictions and unhealthy habits. By acknowledging these issues and understanding their root causes, individuals can make informed decisions to change these behaviors. This process is not just about willpower, it's about understanding the underlying needs and finding healthier ways to meet them. Intentionality and minimalism can support this journey towards honesty and authenticity. By simplifying life and focusing on what's truly important, individuals can gain clarity and make choices that reflect their true selves. This approach helps in reducing the noise and distractions that often lead to self-betrayal. Ultimately, embracing honesty and authenticity leads to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. It's about being true to oneself, pursuing passions, and making choices that resonate with one's innermost desires. This path may not always be easy, but it's essential for personal growth and happiness. Navigating overstimulation and embracing authenticity. As we conclude our exploration of managing overstimulation, embracing minimalism, and living authentically, let's summarize the key concepts and reflect on how they interconnect to form a cohesive approach to personal growth and fulfillment. Overcoming overstimulation. The journey begins with recognizing the pervasive issue of overstimulation in modern society, driven largely by technology and media. This overstimulation often leads to a constant search for external validation and a trap of materialism and superficiality. The power of intentionality. Intentionality emerges as a powerful antidote to overstimulation. By being intentional in our choices and actions, we exercise self-control and discipline, not through sheer willpower, but through honesty with ourselves. This approach allows us to make decisions that align with our true values and long-term well-being. Embracing minimalism. Minimalism, both as a lifestyle and a mindset, reflects the internal spaciousness created through practices like meditation. It's about simplifying life to focus on what truly matters, leading to reduced stress and increased clarity. This minimalist approach is not about strict denial but about choosing with purpose and mindfulness. The role of meditation. Meditation plays a crucial role in creating internal spaciousness, allowing for emotional clarity and personal growth. It helps in detaching from the constant stream of stimuli and fosters a state of mental and emotional openness. Authenticity versus societal expectations. A key aspect of this journey is the balance between following one's heart and navigating societal expectations. Embracing authenticity involves making choices that resonate with our true selves, rather than conforming to external pressures. This path, while challenging, leads to a life of fulfillment and personal growth. Honesty and self-betrayal. Finally, the importance of honesty cannot be overstated. Being honest with ourselves helps in recognizing and overcoming self-betrayal. It involves acknowledging our true desires, passions, and the areas where we might be succumbing to addictions or unhelpful habits. Integrating these concepts into daily life requires a commitment to self-awareness and continuous growth. It's about making conscious choices that reflect our true selves, simplifying our lives to align with our values, and finding balance amidst the noise and demands of the modern world. In summary, managing overstimulation and embracing authenticity is a multifaceted journey that involves understanding the impact of external influences, cultivating internal spaciousness, making intentional choices, and being true to oneself. This approach not only enhances personal well-being but also contributes to a more meaningful and fulfilling life.